Oh, it's hi, me running again. Actually, it's pretty nice today. It's a little breezy and supposed to be in the 80s or something like that. But I'm down on the waterfront again by Georgetown. If you're in Washington, you know Georgetown, or if you've been here before. It was like the only hip night spot until Obama came to town, and then we had all these young people coming and just made a whole bunch of other places in town to be hip and lots of night spots, lots of restaurants, just urban yuppies, spending money. That's what they do in towns like this. And I see people are moving back to town. Rents are going up again. They went down during the pandemic, and now apparently, I just saw a headline, they're going up. But what's also going up is my new grant program. We just finished one, and this morning, if you see the video before this one, if you're on YouTube, look at the applications there. I show you the applications, and you'll see, all the winners. These are applications of the winners, and you'll see how easy it is. I mean, this is just the easiest damn application ever. Because you're a member of Facebook and our users group, our closed Facebook group, that don't need anything, and you just a couple of sentences on how you would spend $1,000 grant if you got it. Now we just gave grants out to 20 people. It was $15,000, and we're going to do it again. And I'm going to keep doing this until I run out of money, because helping people in Let's Go Help find sources of money and help to solve their problems. I mean, that educated me so much about the need that is out there, and it's just I think. Well, what they're doing with government money is just dreadful. I mean, they have a program to help people without money, and they give it to people with money, with lots of money. Like a lot of the new uh, COVID grant programs are for people with incomes $200,000. Now, what the hell are we doing with that? Why the hell are we doing that? I just don't understand. When we have 20 to 40 million people in poverty and don't have health care and all, and they're not making anywhere near, so they're making $180,000. Oh, come on. What are we wasting money like that? We got to give more to the people that are in trouble. That's what the government is, not for people not in trouble, to me, or to guide us to the right direction. But boy, to help people who aren't in trouble, I don't understand. Yeah. Everybody wants theirs. Actually, my first book about government grants was called Getting Yours. That's a catchy title. Actually, when that came out, there was another book on investments called Getting Yours. And it was the first time I went around the country, doing interview shows all over the country. And people would book on the other author instead of me. And that was interesting to learn. So what's in a title? And that's why even the titles I use for like this, it is trying to get your attention. Because once I get your attention, then I could maybe educate you about what's available. And then you still need to have heart, because you got to put in some blood, sweat, and tears to do this. And that's why I see there are places that don't require blood, sweat, and tears to get it, and hurdles to go through. And all you have to do, well, you have to be a member. That's $20. But it's just give me a few sentences, and everybody was so deserving, of this money we gave out. And I wish I could give it everybody, and maybe if business is well enough, we keep doing this and just give all the money back. I mean, man, people who have money should share. I mean, that's what life is. That's what being a human is. I had dinner last night uh, with a guy from the Middle East, the country, a country out there, uh, and he was saying, yeah, God, I mean, he first of all, he's been in like 15 countries around the world, and he just came moved to Washington maybe within the last year or so. He said he's never seen so much homeless in his life. I mean, this is a guy who grew up in the third world, been visiting third and second world countries all over the globe, and plots down in Washington, D.C., never seen so many homeless people in his life. Wow. Wow. I mean, that is, and we're here to help each other. And I don't know, when I grew up, I remember like barn raising, like out in the Midwest when they have farms and stuff like that. What they do when somebody needs a new barn, the whole community gets together and helps up the barn. It's sort of like Habitat for Humanity, right? So somebody needs a house, and we get volunteers to go out, and that's the best housing deal in town or in the country is Habitat Humanity, because they're all using the community to help build you a house. So you get a 0% interest loan. Your mortgage is like half of what it be. It's just the most incredible housing deal in the world, and that. But see, it's that helping each other, and that's what I was hoping in Let's Go Help, that we just help each other. Show them about things and whatever, and then that. I think if we start doing that, then it's we don't get that meanness. I think meanness comes from you think everybody's fighting against you, and it's human nature not to. Some it is, I guess. You don't want to hang around those people. Human nature to me is helping, your fellow human, and that's what it is. And that's why he said, well, when people couldn't pay the rent or have a wedding or something, they don't go into debt or whatever. Everybody pitches in and takes care of it. Wow. You think we'd have that? Wow, no, we want the government to do it all or whatever, and that's what we have, and that's the system, and that's fine, if we agree. But if it's supposed to help people in need, and now there's more people in need than ever before, and we're helping people who don't need it, why are we doing that? When we have, the stories. Oh, if you remember, you go and read those stories for the January. Is that July 4th? I forget when Independence Day. Maybe because we're not independent. July 4th. And all those, your heart just hurts. At least mine does. And that's why there's, we just got to help other people more, help them with. And also, when you apply for the grant, I answer your question. So you say you need help to pay rent or go to school or something. Okay, we'll take it and we'll put it in the hopper in the applications. But I'm going to also send you places you could check right now as another place for money. You may not get it, like you may not get our grant, but this is another place. So I'll send you a bunch of other places, to check for money besides, winning our lottery. I guess it's not a lottery. We don't pull it out of the hat. We read it and then try to pick out, the most deserving. And that's a subjective, and anybody can quarrel with that if they want, but got to do it some way. And actually, I don't even choose them. I read them all that come in. And then there's about 12 people that I know that go through it, and they vote who they think. And then we see who gets the most, and all those people get it. Maybe that's not the most fair. I don't know. But that's what I have. At least you don't have one person like me deciding, who eats and who doesn't eat. That's terrible. And also in a group setting, then we monitor each other in that. Particularly if it's an associate, we try to be nice. And by ourselves, sometimes we're not so nice, are we? We could get away with cheating a little. That's human nature too. Ask anybody in business. That's why we're thinking business solve all the problems. Nah, how the hell are they going to solve all the problems? They want to get the cheapest labor, the cheapest part, the cheapest everything, so they could get the biggest whatever they're trying to get in life. And all of life, that's part of life, I guess, and that's interesting. But life is a hell of a lot more than that. It's helping people who really need trouble. If you go and read those people who applied, and what hurts me is that they paid me $20. They need that $20 more than I do, and that's it. So that's why soon I'm trying to figure out how to do scholarships. People can't afford that, so they can still get the help. I think the government should be doing what I do. They probably say they do, but they don't do it very well at all, right? You need tax up all the IRS. Man, you can't even call the IRS. They're trying to get a budget now with the IRS that's big enough to handle 70% of the questions. So they're struggling to get a C grade. A C, 70%. Yeah, it's just the problem's so big. Bureaucracies, they're a different animal. But to me, there's no difference between a bureaucracy and Comcast. You call it Comcast, you get some Roboton. It's still human, but they're reading it off a script. They sound like a artificial intelligence, and pretty soon it will be. They'll be able to get rid of that, and there's no one. If you don't have an answer A, B, and C, or C, they can't answer your question, and you go round and circle. That's what I'm in with Facebook now, going round and round and round for about 6 months, and still can't get on as with my account that I had for 10 years, and they keep telling me I'm too young. They're trying to flatter me. I think that's what it is. They're just trying to flatter me. I don't know what I send my driver's license, I send my passport, I send all this stuff, and I get the response, "Oh no, you're too young." Yeah. What the hell is going on? So that's why robots, man. You can't make love to a robot. I guess some people are trying, and I think Japan has a robot that does that. I don't know. I'm guessing. I'm sure it will be soon or whatever. But right now, I mean, I'm not here to change the system. I'm just here to use it and try to help other people understand it, take advantage of what's there to help them better their lives. Whether this stuff is right or wrong, you know, mine's not the reason why. Mine's just a do or die. And that's what I'm able to do is teach people what's out there, what's available. The rich people know this shit. Yeah, they know every program. And that's what, God, you're making 200 grand, you can apply to all these things. Because they'll hire somebody to do it. If they could get 10 grand, or an extra 20 grand or 30, whatever. That's what I used to do. I used to sell this kind of services for 10 grand or so for rich people because they were going to make millions. Yeah. And I said, oh, first of all, they're boring to work for. They have no humor whatsoever. All they're interested in money. And that's interesting. Thank you. You noticed. Somebody said, like the outfit. My stock reply is, oh, you noticed. Thank you. or the other stock reply I have, somebody, oh, I bought your book. And I say, oh, you're the one. My kids are sick of hearing me say that. But it is. And this grant thing that we're doing, the personal grant, is, God, I thought about that for so long and finally did it. I have another grant I give to the local community college for single moms. And I don't need my government money scholarship fund. So I give most all of my Social Security money, because I'm an old fart, I get Social Security. And because I'm working and paying my way. And so I really don't need it to survive. So to me, the best education deal in our country is community colleges, because it costs nothing. So, we have scholarships for $1,500, and I give $20,000 or more a year, so they could split it up. Lots of people could pay all their tuition, and here in Washington, these rich people go to lunch for $1,000, a table of four, whatever, a bunch of drinks and all. They do that. This is why we have so many expensive restaurants. They all write it off as a business expense. And that's so you have a child or a grown-up, so you can go to college at 50 and get a degree or get a certificate in 6 months and get a decent job paying $50,000, $60,000 a year instead of being a barista at $20,000. And that's what it takes now, and that's what the community college does. And then you also get a two-year degree for next to nothing, and then you go to a 4-year school to finish up. Best education deal if you need it. And I think we're going to find out, and we're slowly realizing everybody doesn't need a college degree. And there's so many jobs now that don't require a college degree that pay decent money. So everybody, oh, I need to make more money, I got a college degree. No, don't say that. I'm not saying all college degrees are bad. It's not. But to guarantee you making extra money, there may be easier, cheaper ways to do that, and more fun ways. I was a terrible student. I hated school. I flunked out of schools, high schools, colleges. I barely stayed in. I was on and off probation every semester. Um, but I just hated studying. It wasn't for me. So it's not for everybody. And I'm doing fine. I have 2 New York Times bestsellers. So I try to find that English teacher who flunked me in college, college English. I told you it didn't matter. And it's a ticket to get a job somewhere. But if you're going to start your own business, you don't need it. And there's so many jobs now and what's happening now is uh, businesses are now training people. So that's it. And the government gives businesses money to train people. So you could go look for jobs that are training people, for 6 months on their payroll to do that. See, and that's sort of cool. The government's paying them, and then you get paid to learn something new. And when you get that skill, you're making decent money. I mean, some of these things could go up to 100 grand a year. And, that's more than a living wage unless you live downtown San Francisco. Therethere's always, uh, objections to the rule, or what do they call it in French? An exception. Oh, I after E, except after C. Oh, that's a rule, but except for. So you got to watch out for those exceptions, right? So right now we have a new grant. So if you're a member, let's go help members. Go to well, all you have to do if you're a member is go to right in the discussion. You just say, I'm applying for the grant, and this grant application has to be in by August 4th. So you got 3 or 4 weeks and to apply. If you're not a member and you want to consider what to do, look at our grant information is at www.free.lesco.com/giveaway. Actually, I just noticed I have no chats. What am I doing? Why is there no chats? Chat. Boy. Send feedback. No, I don't want that. Cancel. Well, I didn't do something right on this time that I don't have chat. Participants. Participants. I did something wrong. Why don't I have chats? Anybody know offhand? How do I chat the money I found? Year two, switch account, sign now. I screwed up here, guys. I don't know what it is, but I'll test it for next time. Yeah, that's edit. Maybe that's edit. What did I do? Edit live chat. Yeah, live chat. It's clicked. Anyone. Huh. I have live chat with show mode. Second 60. Yeah. It says live chat. Wow. I don't know. Slow mode. No, we don't want that. Live chat, live redirect, monetization. Let's see what that says. Details, schedule, to, yeah, that's now. Public, yeah. Category, thumbnail, yes. Playlist, yes. Made for kids, no. Age or city, no. This stream contains promotion like product placement, sponsors or endorsement, paid participation, language and captions. Yeah, I don't know, but actually, you can't even text me to find out. Okay.